Behold, a cold open. Joe, one of the things about Anime Sickos is that we really try to keep it fresh, and I feel like we've been struggling in that arena lately.
Well, we used up all of the fruit tournament
Yeah.
as far as a repeating segment goes. So
Yeah.
we're definitely in the market for something that we can milk for a long time.
Yeah, like the Fate Wiki is getting pretty samey. We need a segment.
It's also like I've already read it like 100 times at this point.
Yeah, we needed a new sort of like flagship recurring segment. Like one of those things that when people think of Anime Sickos, they're going to think of this segment.
Yeah. And Tom, do you want to tell people what it is?
Yeah, it took us a long time to come up with this. There's a lot of time spent in the lab. You know, we had a lot of great ideas, but a lot of them didn't really have the staying power.
We spend a lot of time with SEO experts just because, like, does the concept itself even have legs search-wise?
Exactly, yeah. And then there was, you know, a lot of ones that we really liked. You know, we had to do that kill your darling sort of thing where, like, we wanted it so bad, but eventually we had to, you know, come to terms with the fact that, like, this can't be what it is. Because, I mean, when you look at the data, there was really only one answer. Our new signature segment, really delighted to inaugurate it for you all tonight. It's called Queen Watch.
So what we're going to do is we're going to check in with the Queen and see if she's been watching any anime.
Yeah, just really
maybe
like
she's been like doing a Naruto run around the palace. We will get that scoop for you.
Any and all news about the Queen of England, we're going to be on that. We're going to be bringing that straight to you. We're going to be the go-to. This
is so
honestly,
weird.
What?
They're saying there's like a king now.
Well, surely you mean like of Spain?
No one cares about that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's a king. That's weird. It must be a typo because like,
yeah, she's a girl.
She's a girl. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess the first thing about Queen Watch is that a lot of people are putting typos in their stories about the Queen. That's pretty odd. You know, I think
she's dead. Oh no!
What?
Yeah, and this is...
Oh shit! Did this just happen?
Yeah, and this isn't like the other times where she died, where we would make fun of it because like, oh, she's so dead this time because she's going to her forever home or whatever. No, like she's like dead.
Oh my god! What horrible timing to happen right on our first fucking Queen Watch.
I never really liked her. And furthermore, it didn't just happen now.
What?
Yeah, no, this is, it happened like a month ago.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, this is frankly the most devastating possible news. Man, Queen's Watch.
Can we take a quick vote right now?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Sucks. Scrap it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anime Sickos. It's the podcast for geniuses and the only podcast where we take a look at the 4 pillars of modern misery, anime, gaming, posting, and jobs. I am Tom, an anime sicko.
I am Joe, an anime sicko.
We have one new patron to thank. This motherfucker gave us money on Patreon.
So we swore at you. Such a deal.
Yeah. It's more than most people get, which is nothing. I don't know why people do this. We don't offer anything. There's no hidden episodes. We'd like to thank Lil Slimbo for being a lovely patron.
I like the handle a lot. I really do.
Not just that, Joe. A lot of people have funny handles, but then like their email address is like a real person's name. And it's funny because I'm like, I know the real person behind this funny name. Not so. I'm not going to dox this person's email, but it's also Slimbo is in there too. There's cool. Slimbo top to bottom.
They mean it.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Slimbo. Anyway, Joe, to introduce our main topic for this week. Crescinos have been around for thousands of years. Who invented grambling? Who was the first big-time riverboat grambler? Who cares? Probably some hunk who said, "Wanna bet?"
You know, it sucks because that Steve Brule quote is like the opposite of how you actually feel about gambling. Like, it's a wonderful, stupid joke. But Tom this episode is about how he's very puritanical now. This is the trad turn.
Oh, we, or have you been lying during the entire planning process of this episode, which is called Gambling Sucks Ass. And it's true, folks. We hate it.
Yeah. I can have a bad time playing a game that doesn't like take my money. So just you kind of see my logic why I just want to stay away.
Yeah. We're talking about a special type of gaming this week, which is the shit kind called gambling. And I was gonna say, I am like other boys. People say like I'm not like other guys. I am like other guys. I'm sorry, it's just the facts. I'm very comfortable with my gender identity. I'm comfortable in the role of a man. However, I will say the one time that I've experienced great dysphoria and felt very confused about my identity and who I am is the fact that all men, as far as I can tell, love gambling like so much.
I guess I don't have the gene. Like, you hit 30 and it becomes your subclass.
Yeah. You just become a gambling guy.
I have no interest in it, mainly because I think my first gambling experience was playing like left, right, center, the dice game where you move $3 around.
I hate that shit.
I played that. I was like 6. There's a lot of people playing, and I ended up winning.
Jesus Christ! No wonder you're this way.
Yeah, and then I hated it, and because I have all this unwanted attention now. So now gambling to me was like, okay, so you can play a game where you lose money, but then if you win, you also feel like shit because everyone won't leave you alone. So like, I think that has steered me away from the worst of it.
I remember I played left, right, center one time. You get 3 dice that have a C, an L, or an R, and you have $3 bills in front of you. And if you have an L, you have to pass a dollar bill to the left for each L you roll. And you keep one for every C for center, because you're in the center, and you pass one to the right for every R. I played that once with some people that I did not know very well, and I did it because of peer pressure and because I'm only going to lose $3, and I knew I was going to lose $3, which is why I was unhappy going into it, because I'm like, well, that's $3
It is mostly just a long way to lose $3.
It really is long, and what really shocked me was like every single other person was like they were so goddamned jazzed to play left, right, center, and everyone was loving it the whole time, and I was just like, oh, I'm in like super hell. Like, you were talking about how like because we don't go into the office, we don't experience our horrible dysphoria as much, because like every man in the office is like, hello, you want to talk about work? And you're like, no.
Yeah, they're like, I have $900 for riding on this game tonight. Yeah,
that's the only other thing they have to talk about.
So my ascension from like 1099 crappy life to middle class security office job, there were several culture shocks. One is that no one works very hard. and the other one was that like, every man is like gambling all the time and like is always talking about it. It seems like everyone has like a slush fund that they're like, all right, this is the money that's just for fun.
Yeah, it's just for but like what? See, that's like just for fun. Like I truly don't fucking get it. Like that's one of the things that makes it so like identity shaking is that like none of these people who are gambling like can explain to you why they're doing it and like why it's enjoyable. Like it's just like taken as a given. Like, well, yes, it's in my fucking
It
genes.
kicks ass. Like, it's a law of nature.
Exactly. And like it's so Joe, the fucking sports betting apps, the fact that they are like now inextricably linked with professional sports is like one of the most like stomach dropping like
You know
I
what
get
it
the
is?
same
You know what
feeling
it is?
as when I read the climate report. What is it?
I'm going back to Gio. The sports betting being like just part of sports is the awful creatures that are powered by their own farts that is a pipe that goes in their mouth and they loop forever in agony. That's what it is.
Yeah. Fuck. It's just like so sick that like I want to be watching a sport. And like watching a sport is something that all humans should be able to do, you know? Using our human bodies for fun games. Why, that's delightful. Say what you will about like sports ball. Sports, you might not like certain sports or certain leagues, but like fucking sporting events are cool. Like they just are. There's one that you'll like somewhere. And like the fact that you cannot in America watch one without them being like, "Hey buddy, I know you're enjoying this sports game, but wouldn't you like it more if you took your fucking phone out? Your phone that you have with you right now." There's really no barrier to this. And just start throwing money in the fucking can, throwing it away and hurting yourself. It makes me nuts. It's so sick.
The explosion of like DraftKings, and then there's a bunch of other similar companies I can't think of. They're not the only one.
DraftKings is the funniest name. It's up there with Reality Kings in terms of like dumbness of the fucking name.
And the explosion of these betting apps just feels like a total monetization of the rot, because it's like every ad I get seems like it is either gambling or gambling adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about how like the only thing left that's profitable is grift and cons. How like all VC, all venture capital shit, all startups is 100% con based. Uber was a con, Airbnb was a con. None of them are real. They're all big grifts that are designed to scoop up money from dolts.
There's a new one that I'm seeing called Getter. My understanding is it's a Turkish company. I'm looking forward to seeing how that one was a big grift.
A Turkish company. Are they gonna have baklavas? Anyway, the point being, fucking gambling is just the cookie clicker version of all this. You know, like I always say, like, this game is just cookie clicker with some stuff on top of it. Why don't I just simply play cookie clicker, the pure version of this game? Where all it is click the fucking thing to make the numby big. Gambling is just the fucking purest version of the rot. Like they took some rot juice and distilled it down, and now it's on your phone, and you can press a button, and the rot juice is injected directly into your brainstem with zero friction.
Betting on people fighting is kind of cooler, though, right?
Well, yeah, that's not betting's
like that's
fault,
fine.
though. That's just because fighting's the coolest thing ever. And then you're gonna put like any sort of awful thing next to fighting, and it'll be like, that's pretty good. But like what you're doing, what's happening is it's stealing fighting valor.
Okay. Not that I bet on fights, but I just was like, it seems like that would be the most fun thing to bet on.
Yeah.
Because there aren't real gladiators anymore.
That's true. It has to be that they have to be like guys with like powers, like Ken Ganeshura guys. It can't be like normal
I
fighting.
should be able to bet on a Grail war. Like, if we can do that, I'll bet whatever.
You know what I fucking hate? Is in a video game. Take example, a Yakuza game, or perhaps a Dragon Quest game, where the game sets up a little scenario where you can tell by, you know, basic literacy with game design that like soon I will get a reward. Like I can tell a reward's coming. Like this is a really hard part. And like the tension's going to break and they're going to give me a little treat. I know it's coming. And then you do it, and the reward is you have now gained access to the casino.
In the Dragon Quest sense, the casino sucks for a lot of reasons. Mostly because there's almost always a second casino that's better.
Yes.
But like, it is offered to you as like, oh, isn't this fun? And it's like, no, you are like luring me into a situation where I waste an afternoon's save scumming.
Yeah, because that's the thing about the Dragon Quest casinos. Every time I'm playing a Dragon Quest and I get to the casino, I'm like, there's no fucking way this is like a legit, like that these games are legit, right? Like there's a way to goose them. And I go like guide casino Dragon Quest some number.
No, it's real.
It's fucking real. It's like, oh, like, nah, like if you want to win at poker, you can't, because poker is designed to have the house win every time, or rather at least over 50% of the time. And it's like, oh, well, that's a problem, because I need to get 30,000 tokens so I can get the Metal King helm. And it's like, well, sucks to be you, asshole.
Pokemon is guilty of this.
Oh, I hate that shit.
They were some very cool TMs, I believe. Mm-hmm. I remember thinking the slot machines were so annoying that kid me was like, you can just buy tokens. So like, how much money would I need to grind to just fucking buy it outright? Because I hate doing this.
It really is absurd. As in like Dragon Quest, where it's like, hey, you've been enjoying playing this fun, light-hearted game with cute pictures that's been lovingly designed to give you, the player, a fun, frictionless experience. It's just designed to make you feel warm and cozy. And I'm like, yes, I have been enjoying that. And it's like, well, as a reward for your hard work, would you consider taking a break from playing this game and instead playing an awful game that's designed to hurt you? It's like, oh, no.
The problem is the casino music is kind of nice. It's fun.
It kind of goes.
It does kind of go. That's probably why people stay there. The game that really wants me to gamble is the Yakuza series, and I really respect it because I can, every time, and I've played many of these games, be presented with a Japanese game I don't understand and go, I'm not touching that shit. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm later in the game, I will get an item that shows me that I can cheat at that game now, but I don't even know what cheating looks like.
Yeah, like you get like a big like cube of acorn jelly. It's like, use this jelly to get 3 kabus, and I'm like, huh? What?
I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah, like, cause it's especially with Yakuza, you get the fucking access to the casinos like after a huge combat gauntlet, and you're like emotionally and like mentally exhausted from all the fighting you had to do, and it's like, here's your reward. You can play fucking. I'm gonna look up the names of the fucking Asian gambling games. You can play Chohan. You can play Koi Koi. You can play Oicho Kabu, and I'm just like, oh god, no.
Yeah,
hell no.
Yeah, and not only that, but there's different skill level tables for each of those games, right? So like you can play with the old guys who are the sharks, and those are the hard guys.
I also love how every single time Kiryu is introduced to the underground casino, he's like, wow, to think a casino in Kamurocho. Who could have imagined? It's like, have you not like gotten introduced to the Oichu Kabu Den like 5 times by now?
Casino nothing. How many times has Kiryu been introduced to an underground fighting arena which he will soon take part in? Like, in his life, that has happened 7 times.
Yeah, it really has. Have you heard, this is off track a little bit, you heard it fucking in Yakuza 8, which they're calling it Like a Dragon 8 now. They've taken Yakuza out of the title. You're going to have 2 JRPG parties, and one of them is going to be led by fucking Kiryu.
Oh my god. I literally just got a chill when you said that.
I would have, like, when I heard that it's going to have dual protagonists, I'm like, I know what it's going to be like. Kiryu's segments are going to have the classic gameplay, and then Ichiban's segments are going to have the JRPG gameplay. No, all JRPG. That's awesome. Is Kiryu going to be able to like do different jobs? Is he going to be in like a chef's outfit?
I think that's what's going to happen, and I hope I hope the Kiru plotline involves him being like annoyed by Majima always.
It's so good. But back to how gambling sucks as like even the games that, like, I know about that like make like poker and blackjack. I'm just like, what? Like, I know that those games require you to lose more often than you win. Like, because otherwise casinos would not be opened. So, like, why would, like, what is in it for me to do this? And yet, people fucking love gambling. They can't stop gambling.
That's because they're not going to be like the other losers.
See, this is why I was so shocked when you told me that you won that game of Left, Right, Center. And luckily, your horrible brain and the many problems it has made that be a punishment for you instead of a reward. Because that's the thing I really
It could have been a fractal brain problem. Like, that could have been the starting point, and maybe that's why I'm so fucked.
But, like, that's the thing I really fear is that, like, if you gamble, like, the first time you gamble, you win. Because, like, that's when you get your brain fucked. Because, like, I've never won shit in any game of chance ever.
Right. So you've never had serotonin from it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's, you know, like the Skinner box thing where, like, the best way to get, like, a parrot to click a button forever is to have it give rewards randomly so that literally any press of the button could be the one that makes the food come out. Like, that is proven.
Yeah, because then why would I stop? I want to, the meta now is to press the button all the time.
Exactly. Like, I never got the food pellets. I'm like, fuck this. And, like, that's what's so scary is that, like, what if I'm playing fucking the casino game in Yakuza because, like, it's, they always have, like, a plot mission. You have to play poker, and that makes me so goddamn mad. But, like, what if I do win? Like, what if I do get a royal flush? Am I gonna be fucked? Is this gonna be when I get hooked? And then next time I see Joe, I'm like, yo, who do you have? How much do you have on the Nets? You think the Jets are gonna cover the spread? And I'm just like, oh shit. I could be spending my money on Sega tapes, and instead I'm spending it on fucking gambling.
There are ads I've seen that are like, first bets are free until you win. Just like,
Dear God.
Yeah.
That is...
And I think that same copy was shown alongside, I don't want to be salty here, but it was a babe.
Don't like this.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing about that fucking gambling that sucks ass, especially in video games, is I hate it when any, like, JRPG character has, like, gambling-themed stuff to their, like, special moves. Like, fucking... And any time that a command that I could input into a JRPG...
Your guy throws cards, eat shit.
Yeah. Boo. Anytime the possibility of nothing happened, bad luck this time is... Anytime there's a possibility, I'm like, oh, this command is my hated enemy, and I will never do it, and I hate the character who has it. Like, I'm thinking about fucking Final Fantasy VI when Setzer joins the party. He's like, I'm a cool, badass gambling man.
He is cool. That's the issue. It's like, he has, like, the Seinfeld pirate puffy shirt. He's, like, very cool to look at, and it sucks that
he has the airship.
Yeah. And the card throwing is cool. It just comes with a stupid slot mechanic.
Yeah, and, like, I was so pissed when I was first playing Final Fantasy VI. Like, I hate this fucking guy. Like, I want to like him so much, but, like, he's the gambling asshole. It's like, oh, why would they put this shit in the game? And then you can give him a trinket that makes him throw coins instead, and then he becomes badass. And I'm like, why would you fucking never do that slot shit, man?
Tifa was another one that I was always, like, annoyed by. In Final Fantasy VII, her limit break, her first one is, like, all slots, right?
No,
like,
dude, it never stops being slots.
Is that true?
Unlocks a new level, it's just one more slot, with one more reel on the machine. She only ever gets more gambly.
I was right to be upset about this. Okay, yeah. So I took her out of my party regardless of, like, how much I liked the character, like, or why she was in the story, just because I don't want to play that game every 10 battles.
Yeah, like, again, anytime that I choose a command in a JRPG and there's a possibility that's like, bad luck, nothing happens, lol, and it's just like, oh. Well, fuck it. I'm never doing this again. Like, when I first saw that her like limit break was fucking slot machine, I'm just like, what? Why did anyone like? Why have I heard about this character in positive tones?
Why would Cloud befriend such an awful person?
If I were Cloud, I would simply say gambling sucks and walk in the other direction.
I only will do it if I can save Scum.
Yes.
And you can't save Scum in real life because the pit boss just kills you.
Yeah, he would kill you if like, oh, I heard that you have total mastery over time and space. Please go to hell. You know, actually, the only game that I've been cool with the gambling hasn't pissed me off is Fallout New Vegas, because in Fallout, luck is a stat that you have, and in a lot of these games where luck is a stat, it's sort of like crit chance and, you know, like chance of applying statuses or resisting statuses, you know, sort of generalized thing that has no like
the most evil use. Is when the description of luck is some version of a little bit of everything.
Oh, it's so pissing off. But in New Vegas, the luck stat also fucking like changes the properties of numbers, and it makes it so that you win more often than the house no matter what. And especially there's like, you can find sexy sleepwear, which are silk pajamas that give you +2 luck while you're wearing them. So you just go into the casino and be like, look at this horrible place designed to wring money out of me.
But I'm a sleepy boy, and I am very determined.
Yes, now that I am wearing my sexy sleepwear, there are 6 10s in the deck, and it's just like, and now I will be getting 21 after 21. And you can clean out every casino, like, easily, because your luck just makes you... That's the only time that it's ever been acceptable for me.
It is funny in Red Dead Redemption because... you know, another guy at the table saying you're a cheater, and then you have to shoot him, and like that just happening again and again and again. So fucking funny.
Joe, I hear that you once went to the horrible gambling town of Las
Vegas. Yes, I went to Vegas for work. I had to take product videos for car stuff, and basically, when you get there at Vegas, I think it has like this energy where it's like, if you like this bullshit, you will be energized and like psyched, and it'll lift you up. But if you are like the negatively charged to the Vegas energy, it's going to be like the gravity got turned up. One cool thing about it, everybody's smoking all the time.
Okay, that is very bad.
Smells like absolute shit. I came back to my room every time, smelling like an ashtray. I wasn't even by people smoking.
Smoke is the coolest thing in the
but
universe.
It's so cool. I smelled so cool.
Blunts, like joints, they'll never be as cool as cigarettes for 2 reasons. One, they don't have that perfect, crisp cylinder shape. They're like lumpy. And 2, you see someone smoking a joint, you're like, that person is smoking the joint in order to get high. Someone smoking a cigarette, they're doing it solely for the love of the game. And you gotta respect that.
Yeah, I need smoke in my lungs.
It's like, what does this smoke do for you? It's like, it makes me not have to have smoke right now because I have it right now already. And that's it. And it's like, oh, that's so badass.
But yeah, I mean, Vegas is... I've heard it described as the largest misallocation of capital in human history.
It really is a climate crime on the highest scale that a city exists in that fucking place.
And having been there and knowing more about the trajectory, yeah, I'm going to agree. I played one... What did I play? I gambled like once, and it was like Caveman Keno, which was basically bingo with a weird, stupid caveman on the side of it.
Okay.
This was like
caveman.
This was like at a bar in the sense that like you're at the bar, but like you look down and the bar is the machine you're playing the thing on, and then you're getting served over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I won like $2 after like spending I won $22 after spending $20. of real money, but that's what gave me like my little ticket. So now, so now I had to do this chore to get $2 more, which I gave up on immediately.
This fucking sounds so goddamned bad. Joe, I was recently, I don't know if you know this, I was in Spain with my wife on vacation. Anyway, while we were there, we met up for one day with a friend of my wife's. He lives in Canada, so we don't really ever see him, so it was very exciting to meet him in real life. And this is like a polar opposite type of person to us. Whereas the thing that he was doing on his vacation, like the thing that he most wanted to do was like meet new people and talk to them, which is frankly inconceivable. But
That's
he was doing
nuts to me. That like I'm looking to have lots of dialogues today
with fucking strangers. I don't get it. I don't get it. Different strokes. Nice guy, but I just can't understand his mind. But one of the things that he kept saying is that, you know, when he would talk to other tourists from other European countries, so, you know, Dutch people, German people, et cetera, who were visiting Spain, he would talk to them and he would ask them like, oh, where else do you travel? And where would you like to travel? Again, why would you ask a stranger this? Asking a stranger this would ruin my day. But he did it. And he informed us that a very, very common response is people say, oh, I'd love to travel to America. And I heard him say this, and my contempt of my horrible country flared up when I went, why would they want to do that? That's dumb. And then we asked, well, where in America did they say? Because
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, they all want to go to Dave and Buster's. Every single one of them said Las Vegas. And even though I had just contemptuously gone, why would you go there? To my horrible country, as soon as I heard Las Vegas, I immediately was like, no, there's so many beautiful, wonderful places in this country full of richness and glory, and you want to go to fucking Las Vegas? You know what it fucking is, Joe? It's like, it's as though, because the only thing you can fucking do in Las Vegas is gamble. That's the whole point of the fucking city. So what it is that it's like, and
you
gambling,
can see the Blue Man Group too. They're there.
And you can gamble anywhere. It's like saying like, oh, I would love to travel to Croatia because I heard there's a city there that's built in the worst place. And when you're there, you can play Angry Birds. It's like, okay. And like, what? That's not good. That's not exceptional. It's so like, I just don't get it. Like, why would I want...
You're the type of person that has the negatively charged body that just reacts that way to Vegas. You just can't enjoy it. You are not biologically able to, and I'm not either. But I think I'm more closer than you are.
yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to be like Reddit atheist about this, but like I just cannot get around the fact that like gambling, like all gambling games, you will lose money. Like, you will lose money. Like, you will lose money. It's proven. It's irrefutable. How are you doing that?
The most lasting image of my Vegas trip was, I think we were leaving to get on the fun monorail at like 6 or 7 a.m. And there was, we stayed at a place that was attached to a casino, and there was a very old woman on oxygen at 6 a.m. gambling, smoking. Very cool. Yes. But she's clearly like been there like all night. And
so fucking sick.
Yeah, it was just like, oh man. But like that was like the first image of the day. I was like, I haven't had coffee yet, but I'm gonna be thinking about this.
Some friends of ours moved to the suburbs, and it's a suburb that I had never been to. So when I first drove through it to visit them, I was seeing it for the first time, and I was astonished out of my fucking mind how every second business was video poker.
Yeah. Yes.
Like again, I got the feeling I get when I read the climate reports. That sort of just like stomach drop. There's no hope. Oh God, like we've already lost. Oh no. I'm gonna come out and say I am much more anti-gambling than Joe. I would say that it was my most conservative opinion. You know how that was a prompt that was going around, like, what's your most conservative opinion? But it's not, because conservative loves gambling because it's evil and predatory. I guess it would be my most authoritarian opinion,
Or
which
puritanical.
is puritanical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that gambling should not be allowed in any form ever. I hate it. It makes me so fucking mad. It goes against every tenet of the morality I live by. It is so evil. It is so predatory, and it is so irredeemable. And anyone who enables it is doing the devil's work. They are moving Satan's hand on earth and making life worse, because it's the fucking rot. All it does is fucking steal from you. And Joe, here's the thing. There's lots of things people can get addicted to that makes all their money go away. You know, gambling is obviously one of them. But let's say fucking heroin. You know, you can get addicted to heroin and all your money goes away and your life is ruined.
You're saying the function of the addiction means you at least get heroin in your body and then your money's gone.
Yo, yes, alcoholism is an awful disease that ruins lives. However, alcohol promises up front, this tastes good and will make you feel funny. And it's true. It's not a fucking lie. Gambling is just it's a lie. You don't even get a good part.
The thing is, it's not a lie if you're smarter than all the suckers.
Drugs have the fucking purity of essence to at least make you get high. Gambling should never. Glambling. I'm gonna keep glambling in. I saw a fucking. I don't know where I saw this. I saw footage of like management at a casino getting interviewed, and someone asked him, like, what do you think of the people who like have a system to like win the games? And he's like, oh, those are the people we like the most because they lose the most money trying to prove their system. And I'm like, so yeah. And like the way that they're so happy about knowing that what they're doing is stealing from people is like, oh, you're a demon. You're a little red man. And I hate you. And what you're hurting, like the only thing you're doing is causing pain. You are from Mad God. You are one of the toys from Mad God. You know what? Okay, here's another thing. I watch an adult Blues Clues man on YouTube, whose signature series is Day in the Life of a Japanese worker.
It's so funny.
It's Blues Clues, dude.
It's like Blues Clues. Wow. Check it out.
Exactly. It is 100% that. And it's very cheery and sunny all the time because it's Blues Clues. But every once in a while, something that is being shown indicates like, oh, there's a deep societal darkness that this is emblematic of. Like, for example, how there was a salaryman, like Day in the Life of a Salaryman, and like every time they cut to a new thing, there's a new timestamp of like when in the day it is, and they never say this, but like you sort of pick up like, oh, he got to work at 8. And it's 9 now, and he's not at home. And then it's like 11, he gets to his house, and like, oh, he's sleeping on his parents' couch, and he has to, if he's going to get to work at 7 tomorrow, he has to go to bed now. And it's just like, oh, this is fucked. And that's pretty bad. But I think the thing that gave me the climate report feeling was a day in the life of a pachinko parlor worker. And they are like,
I saw this one, and I'll remember it because they have a room where you smoke.
That's very badass.
Yeah, it's the cool room.
The thing that I remember is like when they're doing the process of like opening, like getting everything ready to open, and like they go out to, unlock the doors. It's like 9 a.m. There's a line down the block.
There's doorbusters.
Like to go and lose money.
And this is like a weekday, right?
Yes, so fucking jazzed to lose all their money. And it's just like, just get addicted to drugs. At least you get high. Gambling could never.
Yeah. Or like really expensive video game skins. At least you have something.
Oh, that's so fucking ill. It makes me so ill. The loot box shit, putting gambling in the games. Hate. Evil. I cannot stand this fucking gambling shit.
If you're making a game and you're not doing that, you're like an idiot.
Oh, in terms of monetization? Well, yeah. It's like I said, the only thing that makes money is grift. And like,
yeah.
Well, it works. Like,
To be clear, I don't think it's good, but like the devil dollars, they're there.
If it was consequence, it's consequence free to do. If it were consequence free to like hire a thug team who just go around with guns and stick people up and steal all their money and be like, by the way, Fortnite did this, we work for them. Every video game would be doing that too. And like, it's like, oh,
Fortnite
actually,
sent its regards.
and I can already tell people are going to be like, well, I know that it's bad, but like, I have fun doing it. It's just like a little fun thing I do. It's I just don't get it. I just don't get it because like, I can say the same thing about alcohol. I know alcoholism is terrible. I know that it ruins your body and your mind and your life and your relationships. It is a disease that takes hold of you, and recovery from it is extremely difficult. And that's quite bad. However, I know that you can just drink alcohol from time to time and be like, this tastes good and I feel a little funny and I'm going to leave it at that. But with gambling, just like,
I'm going to just lose only $200 and leave it at that.
Yeah. That's like 4 Sega tapes. Remember Sega tapes? Remember how they said that on Homestar Runner whenever they referred to video games? They said Sega tapes. That's some good shit.
That's good.
Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode.
Tom, you pointed out a phenomena recently to me that has really resonated with me. We were just talking about like how it was hard to come up with ideas, and we were just kind of in a creative slump.
Man, and then fucking don't talk about that. I'm still fucking sore about Queen Watch. We put so much money into that.
Our search ad buy was insane. But we were struggling to come up with new things, and you put the issue in plain view, which is there are no new inputs. Our lives are currently such that we are not receiving new inputs. New shit is not going into our heads, so why would there be any new ideas?
Yeah, nothing new coming in, something new coming out. It's it's quite bad. Joe, I'll tell you, it seems to me, and this is just my take as a guy who's as a cog, that most every facet of society, I love saying society on this show.
Okay, it's because we're very stupid.
Yeah, every time I put my jonker makeup on a little more, I make the smile a little bigger. See, the smile is ironic because I'm actually sad. Every time, everything in society is focused on like, hello, cog, please spin in the routine way. Do your routine. Like, you must go to your work and then go home and then eat your food and then watch a show and then go to sleep and then do your work in the morning. And like, if you do not take explicit pains to not do your routine,
that's exactly it. Explicit pains to not do it, because it's like there is just momentum. Like I have this. Tom and I are both full remote. We were, that means we're the chosen people who get to live. Yep. Because of our email jobs.
Yeah, we were saying that we were moral was the reason we didn't get COVID. I actually looked into it a little further. It's because we have email jobs. But I don't know how I overlooked that one.
Yeah, that's a huge factor. And I want to be clear, I do not want to go back to an office. I never want to go to an office.
Because then you have to hear about gambling.
But you'll have to hear about gambling. That said, the full remote life feels like I got what I wished for from a monkey paw. Like I wanted a thing and I got it good.
You know what it is if it's like you're 8 years old and you have a monkey paw and you're like, I wish for like the coolest video game with the best graphics and the biggest levels and the coolest gameplay, and the monkey paw curls and you get it and you're like, wow, but you still only have like a PlayStation, still only have a PS1 and it can't run it, and you're just like, no. No, the system doesn't exist yet. Yeah, like sure, it's good. Like it's what we want to work from home when it's not necessary to work in an office. But we're still using a console called capitalism where everything sucks ass. So this also will suck ass.
Well, it also brings the taint into your own home. Like the issue is that like my desktop, which is where I also work, now has like work goo on it. You know, like the work energy stays in this room. In fact, we're recording right after work, and the fact that like I didn't like open a window, you know, I went straight from work to podcasting should be an issue.
It kind of is. It kind of sucks. I mean, like, it really is just another symptom of how there's no fucking community life in America that is not self-built.
Yes.
Like, there's no, like, you only recently, like, met your neighbors for the first time.
My relationship with the condo or the HOA, the housing association that we're in, I would describe it until we met our neighbors at this cookout thing. The main interaction we had is that they erroneously sent us a letter saying our door was rotted and we must fix it.
But like it's not your fault you didn't meet them, because like the fucking the way that life is set up, like if you tried to meet your neighbor, if you tried to like knock on their door and be like, hello, I live next door to you, they'd be like, and go away. Because that's what I would do if someone did that to me, just because that's how fucking shit is. And so because of that, like there's nothing to do but your routine. You find a routine that works, and like what's gonna come in, what new input is going to come in unbidden and change it up. You have to do your routine or else you're fucking fucked. Like I was just talking about, like I get no exercise like at all, and that's like really bad because I know from exercising in the past that it does make me feel better physically and mentally, and I know that when I don't exercise I feel worse physically and mentally. But like, when am I gonna get the when am I gonna do it?
But that was also before. Maybe it's different now.
No, it's always the same. But like, as I say, like it doesn't come up in the routine. Like I have to do my routine. It doesn't come up. Like my piano playing. My wife is like, "Wow, I'm impressed that you practice every day. Like that's really cool. I'm glad that you're sticking with it." And like, well, it's because if I don't practice every day, I will never play it again. Because it has to be part of the routine. Because it's so fucking hard to get new input in.
This makes me think about like how. Like my grandfather, old people in general, like get set in their ways and have to do their like thing, like the exact same way, or that like it's an issue. Mm-hmm. And when I was in recovery after hospitalization, like the IOP stuff became very much like the routine, and like I felt like that old manification about all of that happening, where it was just like that's the thing I have to do today, and if that's what's my reason I'm living, like just like and why people have these routines and they have to cling on to them because it keeps you sane.
It's like, but it's bad. I don't want to have a routine. Because then you get no new input. And I don't want to speak for you, Joe. I mean, like, the easy sort of answer to this, new input-wise, and this is very sort of scare quotes around new input, but it's like playing a new video game or watching a new show or reading a new manga. Those are new inputs, aren't they? And it's like, kind of. But, like, I don't want to speak for you. Am I correct in thinking that your fucking mind and body are too ouchy and are preventing you from fucking looking at something for a length of time?
I'm just tired. Like, I mean, like, I'm in physical therapy now and it's going okay, but like, yeah, I'm in a lot of discomfort and my job is staring at a screen all the time. So the idea of more gaming is, even though it's skeleton based, because I've been playing Bone Razor Minions.
I bought that because you were playing it. I don't. It's just the same game, but worse than all the other. It's like, I'd rather be playing Vampire Survivors, and when I'm playing Vampire Survivors, I'd rather be playing 20 Minutes Till Dawn.
You want to talk about gambling? Vampire Survivors, when it opens the chest, and it's like the big chest, and it's like 5 things are in there, that is what gets people addicted to gambling. It's like you have a visual experience like that.
Yeah. See, this is then okay. That's how I said drugs don't lie to you. Gambling could never. That kind of gambling doesn't lie to you, because even if you get bitch shit chest, it's still the promise
the
which
music
was made,
plays.
Open chest, music plays, shit comes out. That's still true, and that makes it moral.
Yeah, and the other thing is like I wake up at I start my day 5, so
that's so fucked, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I started 5. I don't have to start that early, but that's just kind of how it's been working. And I do my little depression walk in the morning, and it's just I started sort of tacking on different things in the morning, and now I have a routine. And yeah, so I'm tired because I've been up since 5.
You know what? No new input. I'm getting from no new input. It reminds me of. I get when I think of this concept and cogitate on it. It has very similar vibes to when work slows down, which is you may have heard this from your friends and family that stuff's really I can't do X or Y now.
Yeah.
But when work slows down,
work will never slow down. They might as well say when the rapture happens, we'll hang out. Work
will never slow down. It is a liquid that fills whatever container it is put in, and if you stretch out, it will just it'll fill out the larger container, and then it'll ask you to stretch out a little more, and you'll have it in your mind, one day I won't have to stretch so much. No. But the whole I'll do this when work slows down is when you say that, what you were doing is you were smothering the possibility of the thing you have to wait for in its crib. You are saying I will never do this ever, but it's a socially acceptable way of saying it, and it's the same sort of basic problem as no new input, because it is the symptom of hello, nice to meet you. I'm trapped in an awful routine where I never get to do the thing I want. Help. Oh no.
Yeah. My issue is the routine is not so involved that I don't have time. It's just that I don't have the energy. That's the shit that I don't have.
Yeah. And because you have limited energy, you have to prioritize the critical parts of your routine.
And then more and more of that feels exactly. It's just I have to use my limit break every day on spreadsheets. And then do I have any MP left to fucking play Metroidvania? Not so much.
Oh my god.
So I'll mostly just text you tweets that are weird.
If you do that, that's pretty funny. You find some funny tweets. Twitter is cool. No, it's bad. It bugs me because I would love to write more. And you might think what do you mean? Didn't you write the whole sketch episode? And didn't you?
But you mean an actual process built in. You're not talking about writing once. You're talking about incorporating writing into your life in a sustainable way.
Yeah, the Sickos secret project that I wrote, we almost didn't do it because I wasn't writing. We had an idea and a basic sort of outline a very long time ago, and then just nothing happened. And here's what fucking did it. I was just about to be you know what? This isn't I wanted to top Modesty City, but it's not happening. I just can't do it. It's not in me. I'm gonna give up. And then someone said, maybe just spend put aside a half hour to write, and see if that happens. See if anything comes to you when you do that. And what that person was really saying is add this to your routine. And then it was so fucking easy to write it because every day I would write a little more because it's in my goddamn routine. And I was able to have it's not exactly new input because nothing was new was going in, but just the ability to do shit is so goddamn hard because you have this calcified routine that is what you do, and to stuff something new in there is a fucking miracle. The pressure of everything else is trying to force the new thing out, like a wedge out of two things that are pushing a wedge out.
For me, the only way I see making writing like a sustained, regular part of my life is it needs to be part of the morning routine. It's like my North Star. I did not take screenwriting in college, but I know I had friends. I think my roommate took screenwriting, and a lot of the screenwriting classes encouraged a thing called morning pages, which is just like the idea like you wake up and you just write, like just go, just like empty your head, put some whatever on there. And I do feel there is a little bit of truth there, because like even if you're just like writing like I woke up at 6:30. I went to bed at whatever. It's like the equivalent of like pumping an old well, and then like okay, water starts eventually coming out when you type enough bullshit.
It's so tough. It's so like our homie, our fucking goddamn homie, Erica Dreisbach, one of the top people of all time. You may remember her from her Going Guesto mode. She and a friend of hers, the friend is also one of the homies of all time. For a while, I don't know if they still do this, but like they would have like daily, like meetings, like or calls or what have you, where they would discuss what they wrote. No matter what they had written, they would just discuss it, and like it made me so goddamn jealous. I want.
Yeah,
I'm a
little jealous of it. I'm jealous that I can't get my work life shit in balance enough to like do that.
Because I like proposed it to you as like this could be something that like, because I know we're both feeling a little bit like how do we be creative when there's no new input, and like this could be the solution. You were like, yeah, that sounds great.
I agree.
We took no fucking steps.
We took no steps. I looked at the patch notes for Vampire Survivors. What happened?
And like it's tough, folks. It's tough. We try to be funny, but it's hard. We already made all of our good jokes.
Well, yeah, what if they're all gone? Like, what if there's nothing left? The one thing about new input is that college is also like your like last chance for new input, and we chunked it by being dweebs.
Oh my god, I was just I was just thinking about this. Like my whole takeaway from college, if I was to sum up sort of the experience that I had, and the way that it sort of designed my personality, you know how like college, it's education technically, but what it really is where you sort of build your personality and who you really are. My main takeaway was it will always be easy to play board games, and it will always be easy for me to keep up with today's new music, which will primarily be big band. And all that shit's fucking wrong.
Yeah, like I should have took DMT. Is that the thing that makes you feel like you're dying? Yeah, that would have been an experience.
It's the thing Joe Rogan does, so it makes you be a very rich podcaster. So we fucking chunked it.
So we need to get DMT yesterday.
Yeah.
My takeaway from college is that I really liked doing stupid radio shows that mostly played punk music.
We should put music on Sickos.
I was looking at, I know there's like some internet radio stations in Chicago. Chirp is one of them. There are others. I'm just curious what it takes to be a DJ on there. But like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, I feel like you and I could probably swap in for like a DJ on the drive, because we would just say stuff like, yes, that was Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And then we're like, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. Is he redhead? That doesn't seem right. You tell me this guy got famous and they let him be famous with his hair like this? I don't know. I don't know if I would have said, though.
Putting together weekly playlists for the show was like very fun. Putting together a playlist was like this weird middle ground between curation and also a performance, because like you are putting your taste sort of on the line a little bit.
Yeah. As the curator, you are the juxtaposition of songs creates new meaning and a new layer of what have you over it. That's got to be good, or they'll yell at you.
And it's one of those things where we did it every week. And now I think, like, how was that possible? And it was like the only reason we were able to do it is we were doing it every week. Like, yeah. We spun it up and we just never let it stop.
Yep. And like that's what's so insidious about the capitalism in our society, jonker mode, folks. Because like it really is like no matter who you are or how comfortable you may be, you have to be turning the fucking cog crank. You have to be getting your little monies every day.
You had to crank the hog.
Yeah, you have to crank the hog. You have to either become a grift guy. You have to own DraftKings and steal money from people, or you have to be a little cog hog and constantly be turning. And then of the day,
time out. Sorry, you know Barstool Sports? They do betting. That's another example of them entering into the rot. Do you know that the Barstool Sports guy owns a bar in Chicago in River North?
No fucking way.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I found that out. Anyway, continue.
Now I feel bad. No, what I was saying is that like when you're done cranking your cog hog, as you say, you're fucking tired, dude. And the thing about like new input, even the sort of like toothless new input of I'm going to sit on my same couch and look at the same screen, but there's going to be a new thing on the screen. Like putting a new thing into your brain will always have a little bit of friction in that you have to be paying attention to it and sort of like every second you have to be decoding the stimulus and be like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a guy jumping over something. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a guy shooting a bee. Like, it's not hard, but like you still have to be like listening to something and being, you have to listen to sounds and your brain has to translate them into language. And then your head has to be like, what do those words mean? Oh, I know. And like, that's very simple. It seems stupid to put it like that, but like, I don't know. When I'm really tired and I'm sick of a stupid day of computer and I want to put something on, I could put on a new thing and have to do that small amount of work. Or I could put on Detroiters again. And I know what they are. I already know everything from there. So there's no brain activity required whatsoever. And also, I can open up my Steam Deck and play Ace Attorney at the same time. It's so stupid that I got the Steam Deck and spent like 2 days setting up all the emulators, and then all I do on it is play Ace Attorney.
You're playing Ace Attorney now, but like I don't think you're going to feel like that when you play your next game, which is the next Ace Attorney.
I am playing Ace Attorney 2 now. Joe, I was hanging out with Kevin a while ago. We talked about it. I talked about how I was playing Ace Attorney. He's like, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright was in one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I'm like, no fucking way. And I looked up a YouTube video of his moveset. It's pretty stupid. It's not that, like, he shoots lasers at one point, which, like, he doesn't do that. But, like, it's dumb. He doesn't have a very interesting looking moveset. But it's kind of silly that he's in a fighting game, right? Well, he's a Capcom character. Why not? And I was looking in the comments, and one of the top comments on this YouTube video was, Joe, it was so fucking funny. It made me, like, it touched my heart and made me laugh so much. Because it was like, for those of you saying that Phoenix Wright is not a Capcom hero who deserves a spot on this roster, I'll accept your argument if what you're saying is he's not a physical fighter, because he's not. But if you're trying to tell me that Phoenix Wright is not a hero, you're just wrong. Think about all the things Phoenix Wright does. He defends those who no one else believes in. He exposes systemic corruption at the highest level. He has saved more lives than most of the so-called Capcom heroes. To say Phoenix Wright is not a hero is just wrong. And I'm just like, this guy was so offended. And like, not just offended, like hurt emotionally.
Like spiritually, like Capcom got their own character wrong.
It was like if someone was like, this Joe Anderson guy, he doesn't belong in this podcast host fighting game because he's not very funny. That's like the reaction I would have. Like, where I'm like, how dare you? You're
absolutely
wrong.
appear in the roster next to Andy Richter.
Yeah. Remember fucking the Def Jam fighting games where you could like play, like Method Man had a move set?
I never played any of those and I missed out because they were crazy, weren't they?
Yeah. God damn. Could they even make one? Like, I don't know. These days, I don't know what kind of rappers the kids like. If there's a big enough like posse of rappers that could like conceivably be in the same roster. Because that was the thing about the Def Jam fighting games, is that like these are all the New York rappers. Like, yeah, like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But like, I don't know. These days, is it all too diffuse? Is it all because of SoundCloud? There's not like a scene that they could all be fighting each other, but it's still cool.
There should be a
Mad.
SoundCloud rapper brawling game. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yo, Joe, I feel like I'm getting some new inputs in my brain.
I am too. Or I'm going to do DMT.
Yeah. This podcast is the thing that keeps us going.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's not a joke.
That's probably really healthy and sustainable.
Anyway.
I think we wrap up.
Yeah, go for it.
Anyway, that's all the time we have for Anime Sickos. I hope you out there can find some new input to put in your brain. I saw some fucking post that was like, what you should do is every quarter of the year. And I thought it was going to be some bullshit because it said quarter. And I'm like,
yeah, quarter. Oh, he's a business. Business?
No, but it wasn't business. Like every quarter, you should just find something that you would be interested in and like get into it. And just let yourself dig into it. And because you're doing one each quarter, it doesn't have to be like, I hope that this becomes a thing that's forever for me. And you can just be like, I'm going to fucking learn about how to make cheese for 3 months and then let it go.
I like that process because it doesn't let you put an unfair win criteria on yourself so much, because you can't be like, at the end of this, I will be whatever. It's just like, no, you're going to do a thing for 3 months and then you move on.
Yeah. I will say, though, that like learning piano really was, I knew that I would be into that, and it's been a slam dunk. It's in my routine hardcore now. And as much as it is part of the routine, I still fucking like it. However, I will say, the one thing about playing piano and practicing piano every day for 2 years is that you practice and practice, but you don't get better. That's something that's very interesting, a very interesting part of it that I don't think is very much discussed these days.
All anyway, that shit about getting to Carnegie Hall was a lie.
Yeah, how do you fucking play the song without making a mistake? You don't. That's all the time we have for Anime Sickos. I think this is the second time I've said that, but this time it's true. I've been Tom, an Anime Sicko.
I've been Joe, an Anime Sicko.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Anime Sickos. I've been Tom, a sicko. You can follow me on Twitter at TomHarrison19. Joe is also a sicko. You can follow him on Twitter at ShariaUncle. You can follow Anime Sickos on Twitter at Anime Sickos, or email us at animesickos@gmail.com. Please leave us a review or something. I don't know. Tell a friend. Anyway, until next time, bye.